So for this question, it's a very typical question for the uh, direct proportion. Okay, so I'm going to show you both parts. Okay, for part A, it is the inverse setup. So I think by now all of you will be all right to do the inverse setup. Okay, so I just want to remind, when you do the inverse setup, do remember to see this part as a 1x. So this is a 1x. You are squaring a 1x because subsequently, okay, the question is going to tell you whether the item here is increased or decreased by a certain percentage. Okay. So right now, I'm going to increase it by 150%. Okay, so be careful of the word increase by. Okay, that means, right, it will be something like 1x. You're going to add 150%. And 150% is equivalent to 1.5x. Okay, so how is it 1.5? So it will be something like 150 divided by 100. So that's how I gotten the 1.5. Okay, so you are increasing by this amount. So be careful. It is not increasing to, it's not increased to 100%. If it's increased to 100%, if it's increased to 150%, that means 1x has been changed to 1.5x. So right now, there is this difference in the word increase by. So it will be a 2.5x. So the idea will be when x is increased, when x becomes 2.5x. So originally you were squaring 1x. So your original 1x squared will become 2.5x squared. So in a way, if you punch this out, it will be a 6.25x squared. And then the original y would have become, so originally it was k over 1x squared. So right now it will become k over 6.25x squared. So this will be what we'll call the new y. So now the question is asking you for the percentage decrease in y. So if you want to find the decrease, okay, you can do a subtraction. So you do a subtraction. If you do a subtraction on new minus old, you will get a negative number because it's a decrease. So I'm going to find the decrease by doing it the other way around. So I'm going to get the original one, which is supposedly bigger because right now there's a decrease. Then you will factorize the k over x squared out. So in this case, you will be getting like 0.84 k over x squared. So in a way, right, that means, right, the decrease will be 0.84 of the original. So if you want to calculate the percentage decrease, it will just be 0.84 k over x squared divided by the original y, which will get cancelled away. And that's how you get the 84%. So most people should be okay with this. If you are still not okay with this, right, please look back at the procedure. Okay, then I'm going to go to part B. For part B, right, it's slightly different. Okay, so if you realize, right, part A is the typical one where we will change the variable on the right side. We will change the variable on the right side and the question asks you about the left side. But if you go to part B, you will realize that it is the other way around. Okay, so, okay, I'm going to erase the whole of part A. Make sure you have taken it down first. So in part A, we are being asked, we are given some changes in the variable on the right. And then you are asked about what happened to the main variable on the left. Okay, so if you look at the second part, so I'm going to erase this off first. So if you look at the second part, is a direct proportion, and it is a cube root of cube. So right now they are giving me a value. They tell me that this is the one that changed. So then they ask about the value here. So do you realize it's the other way around? Okay, so usually for me, I standardize this type of question. So if it's the other way around, I will make Q the subject in this case. So I'm going to make Q the subject first, since the question is asking it in this way. So I'm going to make Q the subject. I'm going to divide K on both sides. Then I'm going to cube on both sides. So now, okay, I'm going to follow what the question gave me first. So it is known that for a particular value of P, Q is equal to 16. So they outright give me a Q equal to 16. I'm just going to literally use it first. Okay, then I'm going to do out the changes. So again, before you do the changes, remember this part here. When you are doing the cube, you are doing a cube on 1p. You are doing the cube on 1p. Okay, so right now, when the value of p is half, okay, so what is the meaning of p is half? That means original 1p has become half a p. And originally, you cube 1p, it will have become half p with a cube. And that is essentially 1/8 p cube. And the q will become 1/8 p cube over k cube. So these are the changes that happen. So we explore what happened when 1p changes, and we explore what happened when 1p cube changes, and then correspondingly, how does q change? So if you explore the q, you look carefully, you will get a 1/8, and in fact, you will get a p cube over q cube. And that p cube over q cube is this whole fraction that's equivalent to 16. So originally, q started from 16, and now it has reduced to a value of 2. So from a value of 16, it becomes a value of 2. So the question can actually follow up to ask you for the percentage change in Q as well. So you can calculate according to the 16. 16 becomes 2. Okay. So what I will usually do is, right, I will make sure that the changes is on the right side, and then I'll be asked about the left side. So that's how we standardize it. I think I can't remember which year, the 2020 paper one, email paper one, or the 2021 email paper one, or 2022 email paper one. There is a question that is very similar to this 7B. So do check it out.